All important is what I'm saying.
One of the things that really bothers me is that in present day education, right, what we are tending towards is essentially a template for raising a child. For example, your friends or acquaintances who move to a different neighborhood so that their children could go to a different public school, and you said that those schools are essentially feeder schools for Harvard. Okay, as a parent, you feel like being a good parent means raising your child according to this template, right? You're sort of putting your kid in a box right from first grade. You have already pre-decided these milestones that this kid has to hit. It just feels really sad.
You know where it comes from, in my opinion?
Mm-hmm.
You have one shot at doing this, and there is no feedback loop. Basically, you cannot tell from a year or two of education if it's going really well or little bit well. I think you can tell if it's going really badly, but you have no way of really gauging your own progress or your child's progress in a quantitative manner. And the other problem is that it's not like you can go to a brewery and sample beers, right? You can't
Yeah.
sample education forms. Like, do you want to do various schools of education? There's Waldorf, there's Montessori, there's public education, and each country has different styles. Like the US has project based learning, and a lot of Southeast Asian countries, India included, has by rote memorization. So there are all these different styles, and there is no way for us to try each one out to understand what this has to offer our child before we commit to it. So we have to go with the flow, and oftentimes seeing other people do something and working out for them gives you lesser chance of failure, and you therefore follow the template.
Yeah, you sort of, that's a good point. Yeah, you just see, hey, what has worked for people, and you just take the proven track. And before you know it, you have cities full of children who essentially have been raised to do the one singular task.
This is getting seriously dystopian. This is straight out of a George Orwell book. I'm sure this is in a George Orwell book.
Yeah, I mean, incredible, right? Okay.
But it's interesting that, education forms differ based on where we are in geographical locations, right? What do you think our experience was? We both studied in India and grew up in schools in the 90s. What do you think we went through, or what is your experience?
India during the 80s and 90s, it was a strange time. Present day India is very different from how it was when we were growing up in the 90s. But I don't have a very favorable opinion of our schooling experience. It didn't hurt us or help us. I kind of feel like it was sort of I'm being very harsh when I say this, but I kind of feel it was a lost decade, essentially. So we started first grade in 1991, and then we finished 10th grade in 2000, right? And I call it a sort of a lost decade because all education, starting from the first grade, the purpose was you would be taught some curriculum which is established by the central government through the year. You'd be taught this curriculum through the year, and all that mattered was this test that you took at the end of the year and what marks or what grade you got on those tests. And this started at first grade, right? So at the end of the year, once you've taken your test, you're given a rank. And I think that's very brutal on the kids, because the only thing you're trained to do is for the next decade, you're going to have this number next to your name, and which is going to essentially tell people what you're worth. And your main job as a child is keep improving that number. Even for parents, right? I don't think parents ever questioned, hey, what's being taught in the school? Or, I mean, is your kid learning something useful? All that mattered was when you bring your report card back home at the end of the year, when your mom takes a look at it, if you don't have good marks, then you get a beating saying, hey, you got to do better than this.
That happens quite often. Yes.
Yeah, you really haven't appreciated anything that you've learned. You've learned 10 years of incredible amount of Indian rich history, the basics of sciences, physics, chemistry, and math, and you have no appreciation for any of this. One of my subjects that bothered me the most was English. Oh my God. I mean, how could somebody screw up English education so much, right? I remember when we were in 10th grade, we had English had two parts. It had poetry and literature. We had this book called Pageant of Poems, and for the literature we had Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. Man, that used to stress me out so much, because the idea was not to appreciate poetry, or it was not to learn how Shakespeare wrote these plays, but it was more about, you got to prepare for these convoluted questions that will be asked in the exam and give them the right answer so that you get the max mark. So it was not about learning Shakespeare's or poetry. It was all about expecting some convoluted question in the exam and making sure you prepare to answer those convoluted questions. So it was very stressful. I mean, I hated English actually at the end of it. And it's really unfortunate. I mean, writers and stuff are not made this way. I mean, like, my wife has a few friends who are writers. And I think they all are mostly self-learned, I would imagine, because that kind of interest doesn't come out of education.
I would argue that our education system that we went through as children is geared towards making you good at taking exams. They teach you
Yeah.
to take exams, not really teach you the subject matter at hand. And I have the same experience with Hindi, and we joked about it in the last episode. I was also terrified of Hindi, which is another language problem. It's funny, we both have language problems. And it doesn't help that teachers in our school actually said, "Oh, wait, you find this hard in sixth grade? You find this hard? Oh, just wait till you get to ninth grade. Just see what you have to learn then." And I'm like, oh my God, I'm
God,
failing
yeah.
right now. What am I going to do then? I'm going to really fail out really hard. So it was frightening. And so what? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now you think you're bad at something, and now you're getting get worse at it. Same way in the ranking system you mentioned, you get a bad rank right from first grade, and you start to believe that you are not a good person, or you're not smart. And because you are who you believe, this starts to fulfill its own prophecy, and you never get better. So the ranking system is quite demotivating to anybody who's not in the top rank system.